Who says you can't? You do. Fifth step. Create a healthy physical existence. Chapter 19. Start that engine. In order to see how the best of the best perform physically, you have to look at the best. Most top professional athletes have a personal athletic coach as well as a personal mind coach. The ones who don't have a mind coach do it themselves. But there is one thing for certain. Strengthening the mind is critical to their success. If these top athletes understand the importance of both mind and body, why don't we implement this in our physical training every day? The lack of this is the reason some stop experiencing and others never begin. People train their body, but they forget to train the powerful force that is driving it. Most people I have trained make one crucial mistake. When they think about the body they want or their desired level of fitness, they feel depressed because they don't have it now. As for the people who actually achieve it, they use the same vision as an empowering motive to get going. Don't be upset when visualizing your dream body. Embrace it and feel good because you know you are going to get there. If you don't respect your body, it will not respect you on your journey through life. Our body is the ship that carries us through this journey and it must be held in regard. Would you put a hole in the hull of a boat you are traveling on? Of course not, because by Leonardo da Vinci. How shocked would you be if you watched on the news that someone had deliberately done this? We may be very moved, yet we continue to wreck this beautiful piece of artwork called the human body. Our body is us. It is not separate. Our soul is one with our body and mind. So when one is out of balance, the other two are sabotaged and something is destined to break through. Wake up and live. Motivation is what gets you started. Ritual is what makes it habit. Our body cries out to us in a number of ways, owing to lack of exercise or an unhealthy diet. We have arches, aches and pains, feel drained and get sick on a regular basis. To live a balanced life, our body demands that we respect it. I am well aware that people have different lifestyles and wake up at different times. Being an author, I am not always up early. At times I get inspiration at 2 a.m. and have to write it down. But when I do wake up, I don't drag myself through my day. Once I am up, I am up. Do you think highly successful people drag their way out of bed, holding that uninspired mood throughout the whole day? No way. They begin their day without too much deliberation and switch on instantly. Have you ever noticed that when you are tired, you stretch and yawn in slow motion? This is our body temperature being cooled down, and when our body temperature regulates, our muscles receive massages that tell them it's now time to relax and to go to sleep. When we finish exercising, we should do static stretches, slow and relaxed, to rest our muscles. For example, sitting down and doing a hamstring stretch for 15 seconds. These stretches are done in slow motion. Our muscles need to recover, so static stretches are ideal for this type of rest. Here is the big question: why on earth are we moving in the same slow motion in the morning as we would before we go to bed or after we train? Waking up is not a time to let your body rest. It's a time for it to be active. If you watch any professional sports team nowadays, You will notice that they do very quick movements and fast breathing to warm up their body. This practice is called dynamic stretching and it has now fully replaced static stretching before games. The last thing athletes want is for their muscles to rest. If they do, they are more prone to injury and their performance suffers. Only after games do they perform static stretches to rest their muscles. If you think about it, it makes far more sense to trigger the muscle you want to use rather than to put them to sleep beforehand. If you want to use your body like the best, then you must model the best. This is what top trainers teach and professionals do all around the world. If you want to be wide awake within 30 seconds, this is the key. This task has never failed me. Wide awake. As soon as you hear the alarm clock go off, just straight out of bed, open your eyes as wide as you can and begin taking deep breath in a quick motion. While breathing, do dynamic stretches. Move your body in any way. Just make sure you do it fast. An example would be windmills with your arms, star jumps, or touching your toes. If you want, you can also take one deep breath in through your nose and exhale 3 short breaths out through your mouth while doing sharp movements with your body. You can add noise for optional performance. If you are not going to wake anyone in the anyone up in the process, I recommend doing that as well. If you think this does not work, prove it yourself by trying it the next time you wake up. Deep, quick breaths combined with doing fast bodily movement has been scientifically proved to start your engine. It gets your metabolism in gear, triggers your muscles, and ignites the cycle of energy, creating energy. The only way to actually produce more energy in your system is to kickstart it with energy. If you are being slack, you will feel the lack of energy. This takes no more than 30 seconds to wake up, but 3 to 5 minutes for max performance. Go have 2 glasses of water and read your appreciation list, which takes 5 minutes. This morning ritual will take about as long as a snooze cycle will shift your energy for the whole day. This should be done before you train, especially if you feel like you want to skip it for the day. Like the old way of turning on a light bulb, it requires kinetic energy. You must turn that wheel and set it into motion first. 10 tips to a successful fitness regimen. There are some broad steps for success in getting the most out of physical training. Everyone enjoys different things and you should really mix it up every 6 to 8 weeks to shock your body. But here are things that should be a must for every person. Tip 1. Get started. Get yourself a personal trainer if you can afford one, even for half an hour a week, so you can get some idea of how to train properly. Make sure they are good. References are usually the best way to find them. It's a pretty good indication when your friend calls you up puffing and says, "Phew, they are really good." For now, just start being active and take immediate action. Walk, skip, run or hop. I don't care. Just do something, regardless of what you may be thinking. There are no excuses. Most aches and pains are caused by people's lack of action, not because of their action. Tip 2. Make sure you have fun. Tell your trainer not to get overexcited and kill you in the first session. You will get scared off and probably find the energy to run home as fast as you can and never return. Push your body past the comfort zone, but remember that everything in life is progression. Tip 3. Music. Music is great when training. If classical music usually puts you to sleep, then I would advise not to listening to it when training. Listen to something upbeat or that pumps you up. Tip 4. HIIT. This stands for high intensity interval training. Without getting too technical, HIIT has proved to be the best form of fat burning. An example is running for 1 minute, then power walking for 5 minutes, and repeating those for 30 to 60 minutes depending on your fitness level. Tip 5. Tabata training. This form of HIIT is quick, constantly increases in duration and intensity, and produces absolutely amazing results. Most Tabata exercises can even be done at home, so there is no excuse for not doing them. The basis of Tabata training is 4 minutes of intense interval training or circuit training. Here is an example. Get 2 fairly heavy dumbbells and something to step up on. Second, step up by lifting the dumbbells above your head in one motion. Step down while lowering the dumbbells to your side. Third, repeat for 20 seconds. Then rest for 10 seconds. Repeat 7 more times for a total of 8 sets. What you have is a total of 4 minutes of workout time. Tabata training can be done with a number of different exercises, and the idea is to use an exercise that gets the whole body involved, or at least the major muscle groups. Tabata training can be done with barbells, dumbbells, kettlebells, or just body weight exercises. It would be a little difficult for me to try to explain all the different types of Tabata workouts. So I advise going on YouTube or browsing the internet to find plenty of visual examples. Tabata training was developed by Izumi Tabata at the National Institute of Fitness and Sports in Kanoya, Japan. The institute did a study over 6-week period comparing the effects of moderate intensity endurance training, aerobics, and high endurance intermittent training. Tabata training intervals on VO2 max, the maximum rate of oxygen consumption during training, and anaerobic capacity. To cut to the results of the study, the moderate intensity group training program produced a significant increase in VO2 max of about 10%, but had no effect on anaerobic capacity. The high intensity group improved their VO2 max by about 14%, while anaerobic capacity improved by 28%. Tip 6. Mind on your muscle. If you focus your mind on a particular muscle you are training during the exercise, it is triggered far more effectively and hence enhances strength. Example, focus on your chest muscles when doing bench presses. Tip 7. Think big. Training time is a great time to think over your success. In your mind, reinforce empowering statement. During my jog or power walk, I would repeat the word I am strong in my mind the whole way through. When my mind would wander, I would redirect and focus back on that statement. Tip 8. Straight back. Don't ever sacrifice great posture for heavier weights when lifting of any sort. As soon as you lost your good posture, you lost technique. This means you are not doing the exercise correctly, and it increases the chances of injury. This you also stand for walking and running. Shoulders should be retracted and chin should be parallel with the ground. Tip 9. Vision. Set up a compelling vision and don't lose sight of it. See the body you want. Feel being beauty, healthy and fit, and consume yourself with its presence right now. Visualize every day and experience the emotion of success, and it will motivate you like mad. Embrace it as a reality. Get excited and go and get it. Nothing is stopping you but you. Tip 10. Step it up. When you start feeling too comfortable with the exercise you are doing, push yourself once again. A term that is widely used in the fitness industry for this point is plateau stage. It is said that this is a time when people feel as if they are standing still and not reaching new levels. In my experience with clients, this usually happens after 8 weeks of repeating the same program. It's essential that we keep the same program for at least 6 weeks and then mix it up. This keeps it fun and makes us hit new peaks. And when you feel that your program is starting to get a little easy, step up the intensity. Always combine weight training and cardio exercises in your program and exercise at least 3 days a week. To start off, drink plenty of water and less caffeine. None is ideal. You need to stay hydrated during the day. Something that is also very beneficial for the functioning of our body is an alkaline enhancer, which you can purchase from a health shop. I recommend a product that contains spirulina, chlorella, and barley grass, which should also be 100% vegetarian. It usually comes in a powder that you mix with water. Himalayan salt mixed with water works the same way. If you own an aquarium, you know that if you do not get the pH level correct in the water, your fish will die. Your body is also made up of water, which requires you to gain a balanced pH level. This is a process where the acidity and alkalinity in your body reaches 7.35. You can tell what you are currently at by getting a simple mouth swipe from your local pharmacy. Too much acid in your body means your health will suffer. So start balancing. Task. What beliefs would you have to build about exercise and your diet to live a healthy life? Why do you want to be healthy and fit? Question mark. What does your health means to you? What is it worth? Focus on how much you are benefiting from doing this. Never think of the sacrifices, because there are no sacrifices when it comes to getting your health in check. Only benefits. This is end of chapter 19, page number 258 of the book. Chapter 20. Losing weight versus becoming healthy and fit. An active mind cannot exist in an inactive body. General George S. Patton Jr. If your mind is set on the idea of losing weight, you are focused on a negative notion, and that builds a constant fear. As long as you think of wanting to lose weight, that's all you will ever want to keep doing. We are inundated with marketing campaigns that show such an ideal right in our face. We all know that fear is the number one seller, and what better way to instill it than based on appearance. In the instance of having a weight loss mindset, we surround ourselves with the word loss, and loss. We get into the belief of losing and never seem to be winning, which is why most are never satisfied. The obsession with losing weight becomes a never-ending story. The majority of desirable people shown in magazines are malnourished, airbrushed, or take extreme health risks in the hope of getting work. Having been in the fashion industry, personal training, and now coaching has given me a fair amount of insight into models and other media-related personnel. I have met extraordinarily good-looking people and high-profile models throughout my life, and some of them have the biggest insecurities with the way they look. Believe it or not, some are also the unhappiest and most unfulfilled individuals I have ever met. Don't get me wrong, looking good is great, but you will never think you look great unless you feel great about your choice of lifestyle. You go from being happy one day to being upset because you want to lose a little more weight off your right butt cheek, or your right arm is smaller than your left, and this craziness continues on forever. In so many cases, it consumes someone's whole life to the point that they forget how to live. Full focus on feeling FFF. is the key to success in any aspect. We have to shift our mindset to focus on being healthy and fit. It's about the feeling, not the visual appearance. To others, everyone has different opinions, so you are going to be pretty unsatisfied if you are just doing it for that reason. When you start getting a little wrinkly on or your body does not seem to keep in shape as well as when you are younger, are you going to hate yourself? That's why this world is filled with appearance challenge. Because we believe that feeling great starts with outward appearance. Your body should be loved for the highly technical machine it is. It deserves respect for housing the only thing that is ever permanent, your soul. When we exercise, we must amplify the importance of how it's making us feel, because that's what keeps us motivated. Reverse looking good then feeling good, to feeling good then looking good, because that's the key to remaining happy. Bathroom skills are something that I believe should be smashed with a baseball bat, as they should not be the measure of your success. First of all, if you are training, you will be building muscles, which weighs more than fat. Skills can definitely screw with your mind, so I suggest you get rid of them. You are not going to see results overnight if you go for looks, but you will immediately notice results when going for feeling. A bodybuilder I knew had an amazing physique, but all I would hear him do was complain about his body. To him, there was always something wrong with it, and his appearance soon became an obsession. It took control over every area of his life. He was this. He saw his relationship diminish, his finances go down, and his emotional state hit its lowest point ever. We are all imperfect, if you wish to look at it that way. But I like to see it as we are all perfect. Our imperfections make us perfect, because if we were all the same, this world would be pretty boring. We all have different perceptions of what we find appealing, but the point of feeling great makes you appealing to everyone. Your glow is contagious, and you will notice that when you go for the feeling, the physical shapes comes rapidly along with it. I have personally trained hundreds of clients, and the ones who go for the looks to make them happy never last or are unfulfilled. Those who go for the feeling acknowledge that being healthy and fit is a lifestyle to drive them to their peak and help them attain that balance for a great life. Losing weight is an activity that drives us crazy. Striving to be healthy and fit is a lifestyle that lasts forever. This is the end of chapter 20, part 5th, and page number 261. Thank you very much for listening. Now move to 6th step. Awaken your mind, unchain your heart. Chapter 21. The Infinite Human Spirit. There is more to you than meets the eyes. It's your soul. I can't see it, and neither can you. Your greatness lies in the spirit that waits patiently within your being. If you have yet to tap into it or listen carefully to what it tells you in the face of decisions, that's the reason your dreams seems so far from ever coming into existence. I have had many people tell me they don't know if they have a soul, and others who think they might but have no real grounds for their belief. I would just like to sum it up the best way I can. We see our human body like a machine. The brain thinks and visualizes through chemical responses. The heart pumps blood, and our lungs help us breathe. From the outside, it appears very technical, scientific, and easy to explain our physical existence. But have you ever wondered who is observing the surrounding you see with your eyes? who is controlling your machine body, who is aware that you are thinking. Look around the room and think about who is actually directing that focus. We cannot just get up off the chair and walk automatically. We are obviously being commanded by something who calculates what you are going to say before you of confusion. And that's exactly right. Me is only your physical existence. I is your spirit that is in control. We can't see it, but we can feel it every day. And it's the voice we are in constant conversation with. Thank you very much for